Well, hello, my 90 subs and all you who keep me suppressed. Hello, hello. I didn't think I was going to be seeing you all after my last video when I was just so tearful and so happy that Donald had got in and it was all over. But my own country is still in dire trouble, it would seem. And so I want to show you exactly what the suppression is like and how we are controlled by forces, that I spoke to you so early on about. Some call them aliens. I have a prophecy of a guy called Jacques Nisseman, a Frenchman back in the 70s, who prophesied that we would be taken over by aliens through the computer. And I had a couple of lovely French girls here over the last week, and and they thought that was a ridiculous sort of proposition. But then when I showed them how it works so easily, I opened up new Jacques Nisseman. I must have a look, so it's I'll write it for you. Jacques Nisseman, and he prophesied Chernobyl. He prophesied the end of the Soviet bloc. He prophesied, but most important thing was he prophesied a black president, and that would come to power through a messianic sort of euphoria. So many things he prophesied, and so he came under a lot of attack, and he could not see himself after 2012. And I think the reason, and he knew himself that it would be because either the world had ended or he had been taken out. Well, sadly, it would appear not sadly, good for us, but sad for him, it would be the latter was what happened. And going by the unbelievable debunking programs that his prophecies and his story has come up against, I would say it was, I know that it was because he was such a huge threat. And as I was explaining to my French visitors, who could not believe that anything bad could come from the internet, and I just explained, how and showed, as they know, how Al Gore, Mr. Al Gore, the that's algorithms work, and how whatever you choose is going to be the next thing that comes on your stream, and why they will never see anything but what was the name of this comedy, some French guy called, I don't know. Anyway, he was very entertaining, but entertainment was all it is, and we were in a place of survival, not entertainment. So I just want to show you again, because it's become just so outrageous, that now not only can I not comment on anything, as I've said in the other video that I did before, when I commented, okay, they'd let me comment, but then they would wipe it and say it didn't come up to community standards. Now the first thing that happens is a red box comes that they are following me to the extent that they know anything that I'm going to speak on, they don't want me to speak on. Today we had the news stories, and they totally related to what I used to comment on to do with New Zealand and the whole, Titiriti and the whole what is a Maori, what is a Maori, and I, would try and put these comments off whether a Chinaman, half a Chinaman, was still a Chinaman. And of course, bang, no way would they ever let me put that up. Those were all wiped. So now we had stories on my whatever that crap, mainstream news is, of these Chinese marrying out, as they call it. Chinese marrying out, which means marrying a Maori and they became Chinese plus. So that's where they're going now with this whole indigenous crap, when they know, you know, that too many of us are waking up and saying, no, you know, there's a name for mixed blood, and like Obama, it's called mulatto. In India, it is absolute, you know, less than second class. You know, every culture in the world knows, you know, to keep pure. That your strength is in the purity of your culture, of your heritage, of your blood. But part of this melting pot Marxist agenda has been to take away everybody's identity. They take away the flags, anything that relates to identity, to your place in this time has to be annihilated. And so that's what Soros and the rest of this cabal are doing. So now what they are now pushing forward is the marrying out. So we now have the Maori plus and the Chinese plus. Okay, so I can't even comment on something like Israel Adonisi, he's the kickboxer from Wanganui, who got beaten rather succinctly by a Russian, because they know that I'm very pro-Russia. So that came up on my news feed yesterday, you know, that I wasn't even able to comment on that, because, you know, as they know, I would take that as a sign of where we are, a beautiful sign, you know, that Russia is winning and that we will win. So I haven't opened this here. This is a iconic Te Marie Wharenui reopens as part of a restoration. You know, this is the whole thing with trying to, you know, keep you, everything's in Maori, all these place names, so you don't know where the hell it is, you know, and you daren't ask. And so, you know, it's like, where is it? It could be anywhere. It could be a pack of lies. But, of course, now all the money's going, you know, to the Maori to redo their marae and all the rest of it. So let's see. Let's just see if Christine Gavin is allowed to comment or say anything. I could just say hello, and see if I'm allowed. And that will show you who's in control in this country. And let's go. I want to say, there you go. Can you see it? Straight away, it comes up red. Can you see that box? So what kind of, you know, what kind of world are we living in? That there is just such, hang on, where is it? I can't believe, there you go. That is just such, here we go, put my cursor on it. Here I go, I want to type something. Can you see it? Random citizen. I'm pretty random. There it is there. Okay, here I am. Cursor, no cursor. Da-da. Any letters? No. Can I? No. Why can't I say anything? It's just, I just want to say hello. Okay, look at this. Iconic Te Marie. Yeah. Reopens as phase 1 of restoration completed. So we've got 7 comments, and I would like to be number 8. Here I go. Hello. No. What's that? Share my thoughts. Yes. Can I share my thoughts? No, something strange is happening. Share my thoughts. Hello. Okay, so this has never happened before. I hope you're watching it. Can you see it? It's just so insane. And if that doesn't show you, here it is there. There's my icon. That's me. And I want to share my quote. I want to say hello. Okay, I won't go because that goes for history. So I'll go So I'll start with a Y. Yes. Yes. No. Nothing. Okay, so good luck. Good luck, you know, everyone in New Zealand, those of you who are only just waking up. You know, I've been going through this for over 20 years and it's just got progressively worse. But praise God, you know, people are waking up and realising that if we don't stand up for what our ancestors died for, that we are going to die in a much worse state in slavery, and our children and grandchildren, God help them. God help them, and I mean that. You know, I have got in the book that I talked about just earlier on this week, which is Petticoat Pioneers. There is a story of a woman who stood up to tattooed Maori chiefs, I can't remember her name, with a stick and a piece of mirror on the end of that stick, and she stood up to them and obviously fought them off because she lived to 100 years old. So next video I'm going to find out that lady's name, and praise God, and I hope that, I'm praying, I'm not hoping, I'm believing that her ancestors and all the ancestors of our country women who came to New Zealand on a boat just the same way that the Maori do, or if not even absolutely terrified, the things that they went through. There's a story in that book by Miriam McGregor of a Maori woman, I mean not a Maori woman, a Pākehā woman who had, I think, about 5 children. She had one suckling at the breast. These Maori chiefs came with all their tattoos, and these were the marauding tribes, the likes of which did not win Wanganui, and that is why they want to take down the monument to the Weeping Woman, because they lost, and the only way that they can exert their power the way they have been is to wipe out all records of that loss, because those tribes, you know, which fought against, I think there was at least 52 Maori soldiers who fought against them to save Wanganui. They want to wipe out all memory of them, because just as shown in the Moriori settlement, when the judge, he wasn't a judge, whoever he was, actually gave the Maori sovereignty over the Moriori. The Moriori were peaceful people and they refused to fight no matter what, even though the Maori had, you know, pushed them right down to the Chatham Islands. They had nowhere else to go and they were just living there peacefully. But still, that wasn't enough. They had to chase them there, you know, rape, kill and enslave them so brutally. And then the New Zealand government, whoever was in charge, actually resorted to the winner takes all. So when the Moriori tried and pleaded with Governor Grey, please help us, you know, because they wanted to remain under the agreement, the treaty, the agreement with the Crown. They had come under the power of Christ. They had come under the power of peace and love and brotherliness, and they resorted to that to the Queen, but they were just shunned and fobbed off, and were now under the control of these evil people who just live by hate and violence, you know, and they have the audacity to say, we don't want a monument there that names us as barbarians because it might cause offence to our mokapuna, you know, that It was a different time. How could we be called barbarians just because we ate people? You know, that is where we're at. And if the people of Wanganui in New Zealand don't get up and find some balls, it's going to be worse than South Africa. So back to the story of the woman with the child. Her baby was taken from her arms, off her breast. The woman's breast was cut off. The baby's heart was cut out. And then the baby was handed back to the woman. After, I think at least 4 or 5 of her children had been slaughtered in front of her, there was only one little one who managed to escape and run off and get help. That is what we are acquiescing to. That is what we are bowing to now. So, New Zealand, stand up or be forever damned.